Hey everyone, happy Friday. I'm really happy to have you all here. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, welcome back to my channel. If you're listening to the podcast, I really appreciate your support as well. Big Check Energy is here to share information, and I'm hoping that you're finding it to be useful in one way or another. If not, I still appreciate the listen, okay? So today's Friday, March 4th, and it's crazy to think that we're officially on episode 6 of Big Check Energy. I'm very proud of that. I may have been late a time or two, maybe just once, and maybe now. But I do enjoy creating these sessions for you or hosting these podcasts, having guests on, and just sharing information you might find useful. So nothing is different from today. Let's get into the useful information. I'm in the middle of tax season. You're probably in the middle of tax season too, because tax season is the same for everybody as far as I know. Some of us just do it a little earlier than others. What I started doing, I think last week, was going through my transactions, my business transactions, because I do keep them separate. You want to keep everything separate for your business so that your liability is separate, right? That's one thing I think most of us know. But if you don't know, that is the benefit of forming an LLC or a corporation or whatever entity you want to form. Even if you don't form an official entity, keep the transactions separate. Have a separate bank account. If you have a credit card, get a separate credit card, that sort of thing, so that you can keep your personal and your business liability separate. I have an LLC. It is called Pitch HR. That is my HR consulting, resume writing business. Those are my two main buckets. I also have a DBA, which is doing business as, or a fictitious name as they call it, for doing, my notary business. So it's a fictitious name, and that's how I run my notary business. Now, I watch my notary transactions different and separate from the rest of my LLC transactions, but it's still just one business name. And so during this time, I'm going through looking at all my transactions, trying to make sure I have everything set up so that I can get all the deductions that I possibly can. And this is where Notary Gadget comes in really, 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 really important for me. I wanted to go ahead and give you a sneak peek of what Notary Gadget can do for you. Here's a behind the scenes look. My camera decided to be real ghetto and get full, so I lost all my video that I previously recorded, but here we are. So when you have Notary Gadget, you can get this click and point profit and loss statement, and as you can see, it specifically says use this for taxes. The reason why it says that is because it breaks everything out for you. Your total expenses, your net income, the total income from signings. It even breaks down the portion of net income from your notary public fees. So this system makes it really easy for you to keep up with your income, your earnings, as well as your expenses. And you can just spit out this report, give it to your accountant, and be along your merry way. Or if you do your own taxes, you can use it for that too. I used to do my own taxes, but once I bought my home and once I started the business, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Let me get a professional. So this report makes it really easy. I have the link in my description below if you want to try it out. You get a 15 appointment trial, and that's 15 appointments, not 15 days. So you don't have to rush and try to get all your appointments out the way in a certain amount of time to try out the full functionality. I started off really, really slow, and I took my time, and I'm very selective of what appointments I take and which ones I don't. So you can click that link to sign up for a completely free trial. They do not charge you anything up front. After that, it's $9.95 a month, which is what I pay, but it is absolutely worth it when you think about having to keep up with everything. I mean, you can invoice from here. You can do it all. So while I use a few different systems right now, this is really where I go to get my information and manage specifically my notary information. Now, because my video cut off, I'm going to make this easy for you all. I actually recorded a full podcast. The podcast is available. I will include the link to the podcast in the description as well. And if I am able to upload the sound from the podcast to this video, I'll do that as well for those of you who want to just go ahead and continue to listen. So I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but we'll see. If you keep watching this video, either it's going to cut off into a screen telling you to go ahead and click one of the links in the description, or you'll begin to hear the podcast. But in any case, thank you for at least watching this portion and sticking with me. Notary Gadget link below, podcast link below, link to Pitch HR if you want to follow me on Instagram is also below. Spoiler alert, I couldn't figure out how to put the sound on this video, so you will have to go to the description box to click to get directly to the podcast that talks about my taxes. I go into detail into what my totals were, what buckets I created from my credit card transactions, from my debit card transactions, from PayPal for business, for all of those things and how I handle it. So if you're a notary or if you have your own business in general, you'll find it useful. Go to bigcheckenergy.com. This is where you will find on the landing page. I've had 6 episodes so far, but the one we're talking about today is called The Tax Man Cometh, Errors, Omissions, and G-Wagons. Every episode's different. I pick a random topic that's related to either HR or my business, whether it's the notary business or resume writing, and then I start talking, and I hope people listen. That's pretty much what happens. But like I said, it's called The Tax Man Cometh. I actually recorded it this past Friday, but I'm just now getting my upload function to work for my videos again, even though the video failed. So it's been pretty funny. But yeah, so when you check this video out, you'll learn a good bit about how I'm handling my taxes this year. You can also see the links to anything I reference down there as well. If you have questions, always drop a comment below. But I hope you all actually enjoy this topic. I think a lot of people have questions about their taxes. And while I am no tax professional, and I have never been, and I am not certified to assist anyone with their money, first of all, let's just be clear. I feel like hearing about how other people are handling their situations in real time is actually really useful. So here's the link again, bigcheckenergy.com. I would greatly appreciate your listening. Every episode is 30 minutes or less. This one was from this past Friday, and it's specifically about how I am handling my taxes as a solopreneur, I guess. You know, I do work a 9 to 5, but I have my business on the side. I write resumes, I do HR consulting, and I'm also a notary, which you all mostly know about. So here's the info. You can go back, check out all the episodes if you might be interested in them. They're pretty, I would say that they're easy to listen to because they're 30 minutes or less. Is unfearful a word? That's the one I recorded with Ms. Brielle, who y'all love. So definitely check that one out. Paid in full is more so on HR topics and getting your final pay and sort of handling leaving. No Coins Left Behind goes into detail about what you should do before you quit your job. So a lot of you on here might benefit from that one. And that's from me as an HR professional. I'm not just making this stuff and pulling it out my behind. My go-to phone screening question, and anyone who wanted to know about people operations, which is sort of another aspect of HR, another title of HR, you can get that information there. 2 weeks feels like a lifetime. That is a conversation that I had with a friend of mine who just transitioned into a part-time contract role in HR, and she's fallen in love, although sometimes people get on her nerves. And then again, the most recent, The Tax Man Cometh. Notaries, go check it out. Just business owners in general, you can hear about my taxes, and then we can go from there. And I hope it's helpful to you. Be sure to click the link in the description to take a listen. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll see you all next time.